Have you did a song with Dot? I heard you want a Grammy. If not, you should definitely do a song with Dot.
Kendrick Lamar? Oh yeah, I need that. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I want a song with both them motherfuckers.
You want a 30-minute set, anywhere from 70 to 100. Just a regular club owner. We'll show love to the streets, so like anywhere from 50, but you getting like a 15, 20-minute set.
Yeah, I'm just rapping about what I'm going through at that time. Like I said, if everything was giggles and everything was going great, I would be rapping about how everything was going great, but it's not. So that's what I'm rapping about. Now, next year when I drop another album, if you know what I'm saying, I'm at the highest peak of my career, all my artists is doing well, we pulling up in lamb trucks and this, that, and the other, and that's what I'll be talking about. But if it's still hard and we still going through it, that's what we're gonna be talking about. I'm not finna just make something up. Me and Sauce, they called him, he told us what studio he was at, I pulled up on him, conversated with him, he said, I had already did songs with some of his artists, Rizzo. Who else did I do a song with? Nobody else? Well, it was just a bunch of his people was reaching out to me, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess he had heard of me already. I found out what studio he was at, I pulled up, we chopped it up. And by the end of the night, we was at our studio. I think that was an all-night studio session. We made two songs that night, and we was there till like 7 in the morning. Yeah, that was my first damn near 24-hour session. Yeah, just being in the studio 24 hours. That was my
with
first
Sauce
one.
and his artist is crazy.
Yeah. It was like it was multiple artists. It was just a work day. We was just working.
When you have a name like BigXtheplug and people know you for being a bigger guy, because it's a part of your brand, I guess, does it, like, have you considered trying to, like, get a little healthier?
Nah, yeah, I've been telling everybody I was gonna start hitting the gym.
Because you're a big motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, but I can move, though.
No, you can't. Listen, I see it.
I can.
But we talked about you living to 80 earlier. Like, we want you to live till 80, dog.
But then it's like, if that's the case, my weight wouldn't even be the issue. It's more like me partying. Like, when I drink, I drink.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That'll be the problem. So it's like I could lose weight and still not make it to 80 because we done partied for
you're drinking
70
fucking
years
Don
straight.
Julio 7 nights a week. Yo, have you noticed everyone's drinking Don Julio Repo now, though, instead of...
Because the dude that should do the Don Julio.
But they stopped drinking the George Clooney shit, the Casamigos.
Yeah, Casamigos is trash now. That was my shit. I ain't gonna lie. That was my shit. It was on my rider. 2 Casamigos and 1 bottle of Hennessy.
BigXtheplug just got exposed for allegedly backdooring his own homie, ZeeTheWizard. And the evidence is so damning that the feds are now looking into the whole situation. We're talking about betrayal, jealousy, and a setup so cold it'll make your blood run ice cold. By the end of this video, you're going to see how a friendship that looked solid from the outside was actually a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. January 1st, 2025. That's the date that changed everything for ZeeTheWizard. This young Dallas rapper, just 22, had been building his dream, signing with Future's Free Band Gang label, making moves, living his best life. He was supposed to be celebrating New Year's Eve with BigXtheplug, his day one homie at Pink House Dallas. From the outside, it looked like 2 friends riding high together, throwing money. I in VIP, smiles all around, energy on 100. But behind those smiles, tension was brewing. And that tension, it wasn't harmless, it was deadly. BigXtheplug and ZeeTheWizard had a history. Day ones grew up together, part of the same Dallas rap movement. Publicly, it was all love. But privately, BigXtheplug was dealing with jealousy that had been simmering for months. ZeeTheWizard refused to sign under BigXtheplug's wing. Instead, he went his own way, got the deal with Future. And that wounded BigXtheplug's pride in a way that festers fast when money, ego, and control are involved. What looks like friendship from the outside can hide the coldest kind of envy. Now, let's get into the night itself. Pink House Dallas, grand opening, December 31st, 2024. Big names, flashy lights, VIPs everywhere, music bumping. ZeeTheWizard and BigXtheplug roll up together around 2 a.m. The dynamic duo of Dallas rap, everyone's watching. They're throwing money, having fun, celebrating what should have been the start of a massive 2025. But here's where things start to go sideways. Some individuals, Hispanic men, start throwing money disrespectfully. Small gestures, but in club dynamics, small gestures can spark major drama. And here's the first red flag: BigXtheplug's reaction. Instead of stepping up to protect his homie, he disappears to the bar. That's not someone caught off guard. That's someone who knows something's about to go down. Footage shows these men weren't even targeting BigXtheplug. They were laser focused on ZeeTheWizard from the start. One person gets targeted, the other walks away unscathed. That's pattern behavior. That's classic setup behavior. Numbed ZeeTheWizard, trusting his friend, moves with him, not knowing he's walking into a trap. Security is trying to stop him from going outside, but Z keeps moving. And that's when the shooting starts. Bullets fly, chaos erupts, 5 people get hit. ZeeTheWizard takes multiple hits and dies days later. And BigXtheplug, calm, controlled, safe, not in danger at all. But it doesn't end there. Sources say BigXtheplug was in contact with certain individuals before that night. The same individuals who were positioned perfectly at Pink House Dallas to start problems with ZeeTheWizard. This wasn't random violence. This was orchestration. Multiple layers, primary shooters, backup plan, someone to walk away clean. And that friendly fire incident could have been part of the plan. If the primary shooters didn't succeed, and having someone from ZeeTheWizard's crew accidentally hit him creates the perfect cover story. Tragic accident instead of premeditated betrayal. Let's talk motive, because this is where things get really twisted. ZeeTheWizard's independence wasn't just a personal choice, it became a threat in BigXtheplug's eyes. In the world of hip-hop, control is everything. It's not just about money or fame, it's about influence, power, and the ability to shape careers. BigXtheplug had built his empire carefully, and ZeeTheWizard was supposed to be a part of it. But when ZeeTheWizard refused to sign under him and instead got picked up by Future's label, it wasn't just business. It was a direct challenge to BigXtheplug's ego and authority. That wounded pride didn't just sting, it festered, growing into something much darker. What we're seeing here is classic industry politics, turned deadly. Ambition, envy, and a bruised ego are a lethal combination, especially when mixed with access to influence and the streets. Sources close to the situation say BigXtheplug allegedly made slick, subtle comments about ZeeTheWizard's loyalty, trying to make him feel guilty for choosing his own path. The goal was clear: manipulate ZeeTheWizard into staying under his wing, under his control. But ZeeTheWizard knew his worth. He knew his talent, his potential, and he wasn't about to let anyone dictate his future. That independence, ironically, is what may have cost him his life. And while the motive sets the stage, the investigation now underway shows just how calculated things might have been. Surveillance footage, phone records, financial transactions, and witness testimonies are all being scrutinized, revealing patterns that go far beyond a random act of violence. Pink House Dallas, the club where it all went down, is cooperating fully with law enforcement. They've handed over every single one of their 32 cameras, capturing hours of activity in the VIP section. Every glance, every movement, every interaction is being analyzed. Investigators are reviewing the footage frame by frame, cross-referencing it with phone records and eyewitness accounts to piece together a timeline of exactly what happened and who may have orchestrated it. The footage isn't just evidence, it tells a story. BigXtheplug's positioning, his movements throughout the night, and even his behavior in moments of chaos are all under scrutiny. Investigators are trying to determine if this was self-preservation in the heat of the moment, or something far more strategic. Every phone call, every transaction, every suspicious glance is being cross-checked against witness statements. And from what insiders are saying, there are patterns emerging that point to careful planning rather than coincidence. When you combine the motive, the jealousy, the ego, and the opportunity, it paints a picture that is far more sinister than a simple club dispute. ZeeTheWizard's independence was a spark, and according to investigators, everything else, the timing, the setup, the positioning, could have been the fuel. That's why authorities are leaving no stone unturned, reviewing footage from multiple angles, analyzing communications, and tracking financial movements. Every piece of evidence could be a key to understanding what really happened that night, and why a young artist trusted by his day one homie ended up walking into a deadly situation. This is more than just a story of ambition gone wrong. It's a cautionary tale about loyalty, power, and how unchecked ego can have catastrophic consequences. And while the investigation is far from over, what's already coming to light is enough to make anyone rethink who they trust and what loyalty really means in the world of hip-hop. Phone records, in particular, are raising serious red flags. BigXtheplug allegedly made several calls to unknown numbers in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. Not to 911, not to ZeeTheWizard's family, not to anyone who would help save lives. Instead, these calls were brief, purposeful, and appeared to be coordinating something behind the scenes. That's a pattern that investigators take very seriously. It suggests that while bullets were flying and people were panicking, someone was already thinking about damage control. And that person just happened to be the very friend who was supposed to have ZeeTheWizard's back. Witnesses paint a similarly disturbing picture. Throughout the night, BigXtheplug reportedly seemed unusually anxious, checking his phone repeatedly, scanning the club, and strategically positioning himself away from ZeeTheWizard just before the trouble started. Meanwhile, ZeeTheWizard, completely unaware, walked straight into what would become a deadly ambush. While others were in harm's way, BigXtheplug stayed safe, almost as if he knew exactly what was coming. And this wasn't panic or self-preservation in the moment. It was strategic, calculated, and chilling. It raises questions about loyalty, friendship, and the length some will go to protect their own interests. And the implications extend far beyond this single night. This isn't just a tragic incident, it's a wake-up call for the entire Dallas hip-hop scene. Loyalty has always been the currency of the streets. Your word is your bond, and your inner circle is supposed to be unbreakable. But when jealousy, ego, and ambition creep in, those bonds can turn lethal. New artists coming up now have to rethink every relationship, every partnership, and every collaboration. Who can they trust? Who is really looking out for them? That paranoia doesn't just affect one individual, it has the potential to poison an entire creative culture. For BigXtheplug, the consequences are just beginning. Federal prosecutors don't play games, and when you are under this kind of scrutiny, the stakes couldn't be higher. With enough evidence, this could escalate into a RICO case or a conspiracy to commit murder charge. We're talking about life in federal prison. Surveillance footage, phone records, financial documents, and witness statements, when combined, form a legal narrative that could be nearly impossible to contest. The temporary elimination of competition may have seemed like a clever move in the moment, but if these allegations are proven, BigXtheplug isn't just risking his career, he's risking his freedom and potentially his entire legacy. For the broader industry, this is also a hard lesson. Record labels, managers, and artists will need to rethink how they handle internal conflicts, security, and loyalty. Betrayal can come from anywhere, and when ambition meets ego, even the closest friends can become the deadliest threats. At the end of the day, the ZeeTheWizard situation isn't just about a single tragic death, it's about trust, loyalty, and the dangerous consequences of unchecked jealousy. Success without careful management and integrity can make anyone a target, even those closest to you. And while the case is far from over, one thing is undeniable. The truth always comes out, and federal investigations of this magnitude don't start without serious cause. So, what do you think? Was BigXtheplug's involvement premeditated, or is this all just speculation blown out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your take because this story is far from over and your perspective matters. And don't forget, NEF-AM, loyalty is everything, but when ego and jealousy take over, nobody is safe. Not your day one homies, not your crew, not even the people you trust the most. This case is a harsh reminder of how quickly things can turn when ambition and envy collide. If you want to stay updated as more evidence emerges and the story unfolds, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll be breaking down every new development, every leaked clip, and every shocking revelation as it happens. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay aware, trust wisely, and always keep your circle tight. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.